When you want to express a preference or say that you like or don't like something in Italian, you use verb piacere. Although piacere is usually translated into English as to like, it is preferable to translate it as to be pleasing, because this allows for a better understanding of the unusual and often confusing way in which this verb works. Piacere might pose a challenge to Italian learners for two reasons. The first is the way it is conjugated, and the second is that it requires a change to the word order of the sentence in which it appears. Let's start by looking at its conjugation. When you use piacere to express preferences, there are two important things you should remember about its conjugation. The first is that you only need to use two forms of the verb, the third person singular and the third person plural. The second important thing to remember is that the conjugated forms of piacere must be preceded by indirect object pronouns. So let's see what indirect object pronouns and conjugated forms of piacere are and how they are combined in the present tense. Italian indirect object pronouns are mi, ti, le, gli, le, ci, vi, gli. These pronouns must then be combined with the conjugated forms of piacere. Third person singular piace, which we can translate in English as is pleasing, and third person plural piacciono, meaning are pleasing. When there is only one thing you like, then you must use piace followed by a singular noun. But if you like more than one thing, you must use piacciono followed by a plural noun. We'll clarify this point later on in this video when we look at some examples. So here is the conjugation for the third person singular. Mi piace, ti piace, le piace, gli piace, le piace, ci piace, vi piace, gli piace. And the conjugation for the third person plural. Mi piacciono, ti piacciono, le piacciono, gli piacciono, le piacciono, ci piacciono, vi piacciono, gli piacciono. So now that you know how to conjugate piacere in the present tense, we need to turn our attention to the way this verb actually works within a sentence. And to do that, we need to look at sentence structure and word order. In general, when it comes to affirmative or positive sentences, English and Italian share the same word order, that is, subject, the person or thing doing the action, plus verb, the action itself, plus object, the person or thing receiving the action. So, for example, the English sentence Rocco reads a book has got the same word order as the Italian sentence Rocco legge un libro. However, in some cases, English and Italian affirmative or positive sentences do not share the same structure. And this brings us back to verb piacere, which imposes a different and unusual word order. Let's focus first of all on how to use piacere to express likes. The English sentence I like coffee displays the same basic subject, verb and object word order that we have seen earlier. But things change when you want to say that you like coffee in Italian. Here you use the sentence mi piace il caffè, where mi is the object, indirect in this case, piace is the verb, and il caffè is the subject. So compared to the English sentence, the Italian sentence displays a modified word order, a subject-object inversion which happens at two levels. A change of position, because the object now precedes the verb and the subject follows it, and a change of function, because the coffee becomes the subject and I become the object, the person who experiences the pleasure of drinking coffee. As you can see, by translating mi piace il caffè word by word, we get to me is pleasing coffee, coffee is pleasing to me. And this shows that the way piacere works when we want to say that we like something is the same as the way verb to be pleasing works in English. Both verbs require the person doing the liking to acquire the function of indirect object. And although in English you would obviously say I like coffee rather than coffee is pleasing to me, thinking of verb piacere as to be pleasing would help you avoid confusion when expressing preferences in Italian. Before discussing how to use piacere to say that you don't like something, let's look at the structure of negative sentences. English and Italian negative sentences present similar but not identical word order patterns. In English we have subject plus auxiliary verb plus negation plus main verb plus object. An example of this sentence structure would be Rocco does not read a book, where Rocco is the subject, does is the auxiliary verb, not is the negation, read is the main verb, and a book is the object. The basic word order for Italian negative sentences is subject plus negation plus verb plus object. So the above sentence in Italian would be Rocco non legge un libro, where the only difference is that there is no auxiliary verb before the negation. Now we go back to verb piacere to see how to use it when we want to express dislikes. The sentence I do not like coffee follows the English standard negative sentence pattern. That is subject, auxiliary verb, negation, verb, and object. If you want to express your dislike for coffee in Italian, you say non mi piace il caffè, where non is the negation, mi the indirect object, piace the verb, and il caffè the subject. Let's analyze the differences between these two sentences in terms of word order. Leaving aside the auxiliary verb which does not figure in the Italian sentence, we can observe two discrepancies. First of all, a difference regarding the function of some words. In fact, the subject in the English sentence works as object in the Italian sentence, and similarly, the object in the English sentence functions as subject in the Italian sentence. But we can also notice a difference in relation to the position of some of the words. In the Italian sentence, the subject appears at the very end. The object is in second position, just before the verb, and the negation is placed at the beginning of the sentence. So this is the basic pattern you should follow when you want to use piacere in negative sentences. Negation plus indirect object plus verb plus subject. Ti piace la pizza? Sì, mi piace. Gli piace il gelato? Sì, gli piace. No, non mi piace il gelato. Vi piace la nuova casa? Sì, ci piace. Le piace il lavoro? No, non mi piace. Ti piacciono i vestiti? Belli, mi piacciono. Ti piacciono i fiori? Certo, mi piacciono. Vi piacciono i gatti? No, non ci piacciono i gatti. Ci piacciono i cani. Le piacciono le vacanze? Sì, mi piacciono le vacanze. Tantissimo. And that's all for this lesson. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Grazie e arrivederci.